Hey guys, welcome to my first video in this series where initially I talked about creating like a WordPress website. But before we actually get into building a website, I want to take a step back and explain to you some of the things that are happening around us, the environment that we're in, and why it's important for us to have a plan that will take advantage of some of the things that looks like they're happening, whether or not you like it or not. So the first thing is obviously, as we all know, we're in the middle of this pandemic, and just in the last few months, millions of people have lost their jobs. So what that means is all of those people are either going to try to learn something new, or they're going to start their own businesses or figure out another way to make their living. So uh, this whole reset basically means the corporates are looking for ways to hire more knowledgeable workers eventually, right? When they do come back to hiring, they're going to have a wider pool to pick from, right? And if you are looking for a job, then you have to start learning new skill sets. So that's kind of, we all kind of know that, but that can be seen as an opportunity. So opportunity for people who want to start their business to teach people. So like if you're looking at the stats from the online courses platforms, they're just through the roof for the last couple of months because of all the people that were locked down, and now they have the ability uh, you know, and the time to actually learn something new. So that's the one trend that we see happening, and it's not going to go away. The other trend is more related to the consumption of information. So, I was reading this article earlier where the first 2,000 years of human history, you have certain amount of data, and then in just the last 20 years with the computers and all the information age that we're in, uh, we're creating as much data in days and weeks rather than the thousands of years. So the growth is exponential. So that is happening. What does that mean? That means that there is no uh, scarcity of information. There's lots of information. It's just that as human beings, we need to find information that is going to be timely and relevant for us. So, like we can do a Google search and we're able to find pretty much anything and everything. But does it apply to us in our context? Uh, that's the wisdom part, I guess, right? So uh, that's going to play a much bigger role. Being having the ability to learn from people's experiences. So if you look at the the products that we're using right now. So we had this age of plastic where it was the best thing since sliced bread, and now we're going back to all organic and healthy. So I think that's gonna kind of happen with us, right? You have this whole information age where AI is kind of gonna like take over, and then that human contact is gonna be like at a premium service. So uh, that that is not a far-fetched idea because we see that happening. Regular fruits were you know really inexpensive before, and then mass production happened, and then now organic is all expensive again. So I think that's going to happen with the human interaction where uh, expertise is going to be more valuable than an AI giving you an answer. Okay, so that's the other piece. The last piece is again, comes back to the processing of information and who holds a lot of information. Right now, there's a big blowback against large corporations for all the data that they have. You know, like Amazon has so much data on everybody's consumption that they can go, uh, you know, the same people who came on Amazon and started selling, you know, their T-shirt or you know, whatever product they were selling, Amazon learned from it, and then they're like, okay, well, we're going to white label it, and we're going to place an order from the manufacturer ourselves, and we're going to sell it as Amazon Basic. So basically, every entrepreneur who was on Amazon provided that data to Amazon, and now they're back out uh, without a source of revenue for them. So I think people are going to go back to, you know, I'm going to deal with people locally. So big data is here. I think the curve that, you know, I was talking about earlier, you know, the last two cycles, if you look at it, you know, like 2000, we had the bubble, and then 2010 we had, at least in the US, we had the mortgage crisis. 2020 we have this other crisis. So just looking at the last 20 years, we've had two major shifts. And it wouldn't be surprising to say that in the next 10 years, or at the rate that we're going, rather than 10 years, it could be in the next 5 years, we're going to have another major shift, just because the curve is high. So with all of that in mind, what we need to look at is how can we thrive during these times? How can we protect ourselves during these times, so that, you know, we are not impacted as much, and we're also able to, you know, provide for our families. So if you look at the online training and coaching business, it is huge right now, and it's only expected to grow larger. So with that background, what do we need to do? Like, what you actually, the service you provide is not important right now. It's just that knowing the fact that that is happening, and I just need a vehicle to be prepared for it. And in this case, I want to talk about, you know, some of the different options that are available for coaches and consultants to be able to deliver their knowledge to people, you know, to their clients. So starting tomorrow, I'll start talking about the technology options that we have, and, you know, why WordPress again. Okay. All right. That's it for today. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.